Today we're going to take a look at solving two-step equations. So when you're solving two-step equations, you're going to take care of anything that's not directly connected to the variable first by using the inverse operations that we talked about when we were solving one-step equations. So let's take a look at a few examples. So for example, if I have x divided by 2 plus 5 equals 11. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to solve this. I'm going to take care of the plus 5 because it's not directly connected to the variable right now. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to subtract off 5 from both sides. Again, remember you must show your work to both sides and you must show your work like this. So we're now going to have x divided by 2 equals 6. From there, I can go ahead and say instead of divided by 2, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to multiply both sides by 2. So then my final answer here is going to be x is equal to 12. Again, you could always plug it back in and you can always check it. I don't need to see that, but if it helps you could do 12 divided by 2 is 6, 6 plus 5 is 11. Yep, it works. Here's another one. We have 5x plus 9 equals 24. So I want to go ahead, I want to get x by itself. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to subtract off 9 from both sides. If I do that, I'm going to be left with 5x equals 15. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to divide both sides by 5. If I do that, I'm going to be left with x is equal to 3. Sometimes your problem is going to be written in a different order. So I might have something like -1 equals x divided by 3 minus 7. If it helps you to rewrite it, you can go ahead and you can flip them around if that helps you. If not, just go ahead and solve it like this. So again, I'm going to take care of the -7 because that's not directly connected to the x right now. So I'm going to get 6 is equal to x divided by 3. Again, I want to get x by itself, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to multiply both sides by 3, and I'm going to be left with x is equal to 18. A couple more examples in a different format. So if I have something like x plus 2, all of that divided by 3 is equal to -5. So again, you can see this is a little bit different than the last example because in the last example, the part that we were adding was not directly connected to the variable. So in this case, the plus 2 is directly connected to the variable. So we need to get rid of this divided by 3 first of all. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to multiply both sides by 3. So if I do that, I'll be left with x plus 2 is equal to -15. And then now I have a one-step equation like what we've been dealing with. So I want to go ahead and I want to subtract off 2 from both sides. I'm going to be left with x is equal to -17. One last one like this. Again, I apologize about Sophie. So we have x minus 5 divided by -2 is equal to 4. So I want to go ahead and I want to clear out our denominator. So I'm going to multiply both sides by -2. If I do that, I'm going to be left with x minus 5 is equal to -8. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to add 5 to both sides. I'm going to get x is equal to -3. Again, you can always plug all these back in and check them if you want to. Again, be really careful also what is being divided. Is it just the variable that's being divided? If that's the case, then we want to add and subtract first. If it's not just the variable, then we want to go ahead and multiply or divide first.